We are live. Bonsoir, dickheads. How are ya? Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Live. Today it's Monday, the 3rd of August. And this is the final live for a little while, at least 5 weeks, because it's the summer holidays, and I'm going on holiday. I'm going on holiday at the end of this week, so I won't be back. I'm only going for 2 weeks, but then I figured I'll wait until La Rentrée official to start up again, if I start up again. So this might be the last one in a little while. Cheers, everyone. Santé. Ginger beer with a bit of ginger syrup. Why is that, Paul? Because I'm fucking ginger. Way! Happy August, everyone. If you're living in Paris, it is paradise. August, for Parisians, is paradise. I've been here 17 years. This is my 18th summer now, and it never ceases to amaze me. I had to cycle into Paris today to go see my physiotherapist on the other side of Paris. And I was like, this place is dead. The only place where there were people were outside Galeries Lafayette, and all the Asians going in there to get their tax-free Louis Vuitton. So Paris is unbelievable. For anyone that lives in Paris, August is just... why would anyone go on holiday in July? Because you fucking can't. Sorry, why would anyone want to go on holiday in August, is what I mean. Because Paris is at its best. It is too hot, though. It's currently 30 degrees as I'm sat here in my own sweaty bollocks. So, do you know what I mean? Anyway, hello. How are you, everyone? We've got Life on Low Batteries is in the house. I hope your batteries are a little bit recharged. Pokraj Roy, Yves Stadler, what's going on? Maxime Boutekol, yes. Gio Trevi's in the house. We got loads of people. Salut le franglais, what's going on? Oi, oi, it's been a while. One Moldave. Alessia Casarino, hello. You're all legends. What's going on? Les parkings sont gratuits en plus. Is that right? Can you park your car in Paris for free in August? I didn't know that. Well, there you go. You can park on the street, obviously. If you go to an enclosed parking lot, a car park, then you're still fucked. Paris is closed in August. Yeah, it's unofficially closed, right? In the sense that because we are 20 years behind technology in Paris, no Google map restaurant or bar or shop will be up to date because no one can be fucked with it. So what'll happen is you'll just show up and there'll be a poster a handwritten poster on the window saying, désolé pour, what's the French phrase? Une pause estivale. I don't know what they call it. They don't want to call it vacances. They don't want to come across as lazy bastards. But it's like, oh, the summer break. We will be off from the 1st of August until the 28th of December. We'll be back in December. Oh, is the Seine really swimmable? I haven't been in it yet, but the rumor is that it is swimmable here in Paris in August. The boulangeries are closed. Yeah, you got to find the boulangeries de garde, like the boulangeries that stay open during this dark time of August in Paris. It's the best time to come it's probably the best and most frustrating time to come as a tourist because everything's closed and it doesn't say that it's closed on the websites. So, do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Happy month of no French, aka le fête d'août. Ferragostino for the Italians. It's when all Latin people say, fuck you, we're going on holiday. So the only places that are open, well, are like places by the sea. I imagine in the south of France, the bakeries are also taking a break for the month of August, and they've also just decided, fuck it. If you're a bakery in like Cannes or Nice or Corsica, well, we're going to Corsica. The bakeries are open, but you just got to show up and hope for the best. That's what's going on in Paris. Hello from Paris, but from Réunion Island. Oh, what a beautiful place. I've never been, but I've heard it's amazing. I would like to go at some point. If you know anyone there who wants to put on my show, I will come over gladly to do my show in Réunion. Mate, down here in Toulouse, it's a tad warm and the electricity bill is going to be a fucking nightmare in this fucking bordel. I know, tell me about it, legendary Anglais. I've currently, in my studio, got 2 fans on me. I've got a fan blowing air into my face, even though I'm still sweaty, as you can see from the what do you call it, the shine. And then I've got a fan blowing on my computer. And then in the house, we've got the aircon on, so the electricity is going to be through the roof. Fermeture annuelle. There we go. What a fucking diplomatic way to say you fucked off for the month of August. We're just going on annual closure. Fermeture annuelle. Oh, mate. Jesus Christ. After la fermeture annuelle of the month of May comes August. Pause estivale, yeah, the French are always up to work less, especially in May. You know it's spring. I know. You know, here's the thing. For my job as a comedian, all your comments have gone. No, they're back. As a comedian, for me, shows, they've got to stop in April. Because May, June, July, especially when it's a World Cup year, you can go fuck off with your shows. It's not happening. Sorry, May, June, July, August, and September. Because September, you can't start your show at the beginning of September because it takes a month for people to get back into the rhythm of school and work. So that's why my shows are at the end of September. My first show back is on the 18th of September. If you don't have your tickets yet, it's in Paris. Oh no, that's the wrong button. That's not translations. We want tickets. Tickets, paultaylorcomedy.com/tickets. I'm doing 10 shows only for my 10-year anniversary of my career sort of taking off with What the Fuck France, which was on Canal+. My first stand-up tour that I did called Franglais. That was 10 years ago. So I'm celebrating those 10 years by doing 10 shows in Paris, all in English. So if you don't have your tickets yet, get on it! September the 18th is the first show, and then there's September 25th, and then there's a few in October and a few in November as well. As a Parisienne, it's so quiet and peaceful. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? La da 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 do. Good evening, Paul. I checked out some bits from Lee Evans. Man, he ain't bad. Yeah, I think we talked about him, whether it was last week or recently. We talked about Lee Evans, who is one of the people that really got me into stand-up comedy and made me want to do this as a job. He's from England. He's retired now, but because he wanted to spend more time with his family, and he was one of the most energetic people on stage I've ever seen. Unbelievable. Here in Ontario, it's civic holiday. Eh ben, tabarnak de colis! Happy civic holiday, whatever the hell that means. Civic holiday. Is that just one day? Chris, I'm so tempted to uproot my family from England to France. Mate, make it happen. You just need the visas now because of fucking Brexit. You need to work on that. Learn the language, get a job, get a visa. You're sorted. Easy stuff. There's still plenty of spots open in Paris in August. It's just not the places locals go to. I know, so you have to deal with people that hate tourists, tourist prices, tourist trap food shit. Ah, man. Tom Morcher, currently in Dublin. Been to see the Guinness Storehouse. It was amazing. Did you pour yourself a pint, Tom? So the last time I went to the Guinness Storehouse was in 2009 with my wife. And, well, I'm going to have to go back to 2009, aren't I now, and find the photo. 2009? Yeah, March, February, Valentine's Day. That's when it was. Because we went to Northern Ireland to visit my mum when she was still living there for fucking Valentine's Day. And we ended up at the Guinness Storehouse, and they teach you how to pour a proper pint of Guinness. Not only that, we did the thing because there's a rooftop like 360 bar where you get to see all of Dublin, but you're not supposed to take your poured pint and go up there, but we did because we're cheeky bastards, and we were young and careless and free, and now we're not. Right, let me let me show you. Oh yeah, there's me downing a pint. Oh, come on, select a camera source. My phone keeps not wanting to, there it is. There's me downing my pint of Guinness, what was at the time called a mailman, which is put in your hand. I think it was to do with a basketball player. Any Americans might remember that. There was an American basketball player do a thing called a mailman, and it was putting his head, he would dunk the ball like that. Anyway, that's me drinking my Guinness. Storehouse. My camera's fucked. I think it's the USB port. It won't. It does not work. Sorry, it was a joke. The people that's a bit savvy go on holiday in September as it's cheaper and no children, of course. But you need to not have children yourself to do that. Before you, the other comedian who used French was Eddie Izzard. That was a lot of information in one in one phrase. Well done. Many new people in my building this August. Don't know if it's new neighbours or Airbnb. House swap. Of course it's Airbnb, isn't it? Fucking pricks. Hi from Switzerland, the French part, the best part. J'espère que tu vas venir jouer ici. Pas dans ma ville. J'habite à Gland. Oh, you live in a city called Penis. Nice work. Well, maybe, I don't know. Not with my own show. Next year, though, I was supposed to be doing a marathon challenge for my 40th birthday, running the 9 world major marathons, or 8 of them there are now, but there will be a 9th one, and not doing any touring for 2027. It turns out, though, life has different plans, because my mate Charlie Winston, who is a musician, is also free in 2027, or is only free in 2027. So me and him are working on doing a show together, and we might be on tour for the entire 2027. Outside of course, May, June, July, August, September. And one of the places will be the French-speaking part of Switzerland, since I have had success in there, and so has he. So watch out for a Taylor and Winston show in 2027 at some point. Oh, they poured the drink for you. Would have loved to give it a go. I couldn't even get my face in the phone. I didn't know you could do that. They didn't teach you how to pour it and you get to pour it yourself. This is 17 years ago, though, in 2006 that I went. So, you know, the world's changed a little bit. You know, you're not allowed to pour your own fucking Guinness anymore. Do you feel more British, more Irish, or maybe more French? I think I know the answer, but interested to what you have to say. Listen, I've talked about it in my show before, that I still feel more English. Now, there was it's a good question, because you said you didn't even say English, you said British, or Irish, or French. So British is an interesting thing, because I feel British, but I also feel English, if that makes sense. And there was an interesting video I saw recently of, like, the fact that English has kind of lost its national identity, because it's just mixed in with British. You know, like, Scotland has a very specific social identity, national identity, as does Wales, as does Northern Ireland, as does the Republic of Ireland. But England, it gets, when you say, oh, it's like the accent, right? Americans will say, I have a British accent. Yeah, but what type of British accent? Because there's a Northern Irish accent, that is British. There's a Scottish accent. There's a accent from Manchester, that's British. Newcastle, British. Liverpool, fucking Liverpool, fucking Liverpool! All of it is British, but this voice is very English, right? Like, because Liverpool won't identify as English. They'll identify as Liverpool, right? So it's an interesting dilemma, I think, for English people, that they're like, well, yeah, I'm British, but I'm also English. You know, someone like my one of my best mates called Adam, who is Scottish. He's also British. He identifies as British, but also Scottish. Scottish first, then British. And so it's kind of a weird thing. Anyway, I feel more British than I do Irish. I've never lived in Ireland, and my mum is from Northern Ireland, so I don't really have... Irish culture is very similar to British culture in general, as is all English-speaking countries. They're fairly similar in culture. I'll say British outside of America, basically, because Americans, you know, they decided to fuck us, and so they didn't enjoy us. Nor did anyone really. But I feel like the Commonwealth, what is still known as the Commonwealth, like Australia, New Zealand, the UK, Ireland, what isn't part of the Commonwealth, but I feel like we all have a very similar culture of we like to drink a lot and we like to joke around. We're very sarcastic. We like a bit of banter, whereas the Americans don't like sarcasm and they don't like... There's too much ego involved that you can't make fun of yourself or someone else. It's kind of a weird situation. So that's why I feel more British. French, technically, I'm more French than anything. I mean, technically. If you're going by where I've lived the most, I've lived the longest in France by a long time now. And, you know, I've got a French daughter, French wife. All my interactions in real life are... Not that this isn't real life, but they're all in French. I just do this in English because it's my only time that I get to speak English. But yeah, I definitely have some French culture in there. I appreciate the French parts of the culture, like doing fuck all in August, which is great. Mais je t'avais vu en spectacle et t'avais dit que t'avais arrêté. I think you're talking about alcohol, which I did stop for a year. I'm back, but the Guinness thing was, I mean, that was 17 years ago. What's up, Twitch? How are ya? Oh, you could see, you were seeing the phone. I see what you mean. I'm sorry, I'm too slow with the comments. There's too many of you. What about Anglo-Canadian? Because they're part of the Commonwealth. I feel like Anglo-Canadian is closer to American than British, if that makes sense. It depends what for. For self-deprecation, probably not. For being polite and too polite, they're the same as us. But I feel like the everyday culture stuff, like whether it's TV, food, is very similar to what they get in the US. Also, architecturally, it looks like the US mostly, in like big cities. So that's probably why I feel like it's more like North America. I feel like North America is its own thing, and then the Commonwealth is, well, I mean, Australia looks similar to the US as well, because it's a more recent country. It was developed more recently, right? They weren't riding horses and carriages. Maybe they were, but the streets in Australia looked like they were designed for cars. Although it was kind of both, I think. But Australians they're even more British than we are in terms of like fucking getting absolutely hammered, following sports that only they play, like cricket and AFL. Yeah, and they just having a great time. They're what British people would want to be. They're like, do you know what I mean? They came from East London and then they just made everything better than England, right? That's what I feel about Australia. I do speak English to my daughter. I lied, but it's the only time I get English in response, is what I meant. I don't speak, I monologue to my daughter in English. It's just monologues, because I'm just talking on my own in English, and then she'll respond in French. So it's an English monologue. This is at least an English discussion, right? So the US culture has leaked into Canada. It's leaked everywhere, let's be honest, right? You can't say that there's no American culture in France, because there is a bit of it. Whether it's TV shows, some food, like, you know, brunches and all that kind of shit, avocado toast, fucking bagels and shit, all of that stuff that Americans are obsessed with has made its way into France as well. So, you know, How often do you miss a taste of the UK, like Cornish pasties or Scotch egg? Not a huge amount. I'm trying to think of something from England. England! That I miss. Like when I go there, when I go back to England, comfort food would be like Greggs. Like a Greggs sausage roll or a Greggs steak bake or something, chicken bake. Something from Greggs I'll miss. Lucozade is a drink from the UK that I would show you, but my phone won't allow. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just bring it up on the fucking phone and put it towards the camera, innit? Lucozade is like a sports drink, or it was a sports drink. I don't know if they market it as a sports drink. It's like an energy drink that one would drink. $35.99. You can buy, that's for 24 of them. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, Lucozade. Certain types of crisps will just, it's more, what do you call it? Nostalgia, bringing me back to my youth, like Quavers. Quavers crisps. I have to get a packet of Quavers crisps every time I go back to the UK. Quavers is delicious. And there's another one, there's another packet of crisps that tastes like prawn cocktail that I've forgotten the name of now. Skips? Is that what they're called? Skips? Crisps? There we go. Skips crisps. Oh, hula hoops as well. Right next to them. They know I'm looking for English stuff now, don't they? I can buy hula hoops off of Amazon for €14.50 for 12 packets. That's a fucking bargain. Is it? Well, considering they used to... Look at that. 50... Look at this. You can tell how much this is. A prawn cocktail in the UK costs 50p. It says so up there. But if you want to go to britishcravings.com, you can pay fucking $3.74 for it. Oh, man. The most classic French-Canadian breakfast is an English breakfast. Beans, toast, sausage, plus maple syrup. This is true. I will tell you that my favorite place to have breakfast in the entire world is Montreal. I fucking love Montreal's breakfast options. They got everything, including poutine. Classic. For breakfast, absolutely. Yes, please. And a mimosa. Let's have it. Comment arrives-tu à concilier... This is a deep question, man. How long have you got? Comment est-ce que tu arrives à concilier la vie pro et privée? Quelles sont tes ressources et conseils pour garder l'équilibre? Merci pour ta réponse. Well, level ball python, how do I conciliate? That's not an English word, is it? How do I mix my personal life and my private life? My comments just keep going off automatically. I tell you what, I'm gonna, because that one's an automatically hide comments. Let's not do that. I don't, is the answer, is the short answer. I don't manage to concile. I don't know what the English word for that is. Pro et privé. It's especially with what I do. It's either all one or all the other. So it's either I'm on tour and I don't see my family very often, or like now since March I have not been on tour and I've been fully at home basically. But I think it's really difficult. I think it's difficult, especially when you're a parent, to balance. That's probably the right word, isn't it? To balance professional life with personal life. I don't know. My tip is try not to balance it, but do what feels right at the time and what is needed at the time. If your family needs you for a bit, then you got to prioritize them. If you go, oh, well, we haven't got any money, I've got to do some more work. Again, this is for me in what I do for a living. But if you're doing a regular job and you've got 40-hour weeks, then the best tip is to turn your fucking phone off as soon as you go home, which is very difficult, right, to do. And then spend weekends trying to enjoy being a parent, because it's fucking hard. Because a lot of it is doing boring kid activities, which are sometimes very boring. So that's a long answer. There's a cocktail in the Melting Pot pub in Toulouse with Lucozade. It's a Long Island iced tea with the Coke replaced. Oh, called something in Irish. See, I can't pronounce that. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Created by yours truly. Was it created by you? AstroJeff14. I love it. The Brits have some weird crisps. And some delicious ones as well. Hi, Paul. Hello, Jorge Garbino. Junior. I love when your daughter replies in franglais, and my favourite phrase is Je n'aime pas que tu me bites. I know. It's a classic. She has gotten better at speaking English, though, which is fantastic. I'm very proud of. But the first couple of years were rough. My boyfriend doesn't want to propose to me unless it's on a stage with you. Would I accept? Well, I tell you what, Aurélie. If you come to one of my shows this autumn, I'm celebrating 10 years of doing this. So I might as well celebrate you getting engaged. So come to the show. Tickets. You can find the tickets. Get the tickets. And tell me which show you're coming to at paultaylorcomedy.com/tickets for the shows this autumn, and send me a message on Instagram and just be like, yo, we're coming to this show and we'll figure it out. It sounds like you're going to propose to him, though, by the sounds of it, because you're the one asking and you already know. So that's going to happen. I'd give it a decade before you just straight up move to Montreal. I mean, if it were my choice, I probably would have already been there. If I was single, I would absolutely have been there. But you know, when you've got kids, you can't just be fucking around all the time. You got to figure out what's best for them. And I think what's best for my daughter is that she doesn't end up walking around being like, "Hey, maman, comment ça va, câlisse, tabarnak d'esti?" Just because otherwise my wife will divorce me if I make us move to Montreal and our French daughter ends up with a Quebecois accent. She will disown me. And also, well, there's no and also. My wife doesn't like the cold. So, you know, and also there's more work opportunities probably here than there are in Montreal. Having said that, they are the kings of bilingual, aren't they? So you never know. You never know. You never know. Also, it's a little bit far away from home. I already don't see my parents enough, and they just live in England. So can you imagine moving to Montreal? Maybe I'd see them more often, because this is the classic thing of the closer you are to someone, the less you see them, and the further away you are, the more you see them. Maybe? Maybe. You could always do experiments on your kids. That's always fun. Like, can it grab stuff? How fast does it realize how to put stuff together? And so on. Yeah. What were we doing the other day that was hilarious? That we were trying to get her to do? Oh, I've been doing the gardening and cutting down half of our trees because they're fucking 3 meters, well, like 10 meters high. And they can only be 2 meters high. According to French. And so there's a lot of dead branches, like branches that are really, like, quite long. And I said to her, do you mind? She was bored. I was like, can you help? If you want to do something fun, you can get all of those branches that are all across the garden and just put them in one big pile at the end of the garden. She was like, right, yes, sir. So you could see her just like dragging these branches that were 5 times the size of her and about as heavy as her. It was great. She loved it. And we gave her €10 for helping us out. Akan the comedian, what's going on? Do you remember the first comedy stage? My first comedy... Oh, you mean the first time I was on stage? Okay. You would say first comedy gig. How was it? It wasn't great, and I didn't bomb, but I didn't do well. I remember it very well. So it was in London. I was at university, and I had typed into Google how to become a stand-up comedian, and it said you must do open mic nights. So I went to a couple of open mic nights as an audience member with my friends. And at some point, we went to an open mic night. I can't remember the name of the pub, but it was in Westminster. I can find you the name of the pub. The Red Lion, I think it was called. It was... and and they had like a night downstairs at the in the pub. Was it the pub? I don't even know if they still do gigs. It was called Pub Buff. And so downstairs they had I don't think maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Anyway, and it was a bunch of open mic people. There was like 3 or 4 of us, friends that went to go see the show. And during the show, one guy decided that he didn't want to do it anymore because he was scared and so he pulled out. And so the show carried on. And my friend Chris said, why don't you go ask the MC if you can do the 5-minute slot? And I was like, mate, I don't know. I don't think I can't. And so he did it for me. He went up during the break, during the interval, and asked the guy, hey, my mate wants to do comedy, and that other guy pulled out, so can he take his place? And he said yes. So I did 5 minutes, and it was about the voice of the underground lady who would say things like, the next stop is Bank. Please change for the districts, Waterloo, whatever the Northern, and the DLR. Anyway, I made fun of her. It was okay. I wasn't comfortable enough on stage to do all the movements and all the sexy talk maybe I should do that bit again back in England, but now that with my 10 years of experience. So it wasn't amazing. It wasn't awful, though. What's my university degree? It's in French and Hispanic Studies. Yes, very good. I did a degree in things that I already knew how to do, which was speaking French and Spanish. All the art and literature stuff I didn't get, but I enjoyed the linguistic side of it. Do I speak other languages or try on stage when on tour and speaking with the public? Sometimes I do. Gilorpi Mikielkel. I speak Spanish, that's it, outside of French and English, and a bit of Portuguese. And I know a couple of phrases in a bunch of different languages, just stuff that I've heard. So I will talk to the audience for about 1 second in their language and then just go back to whatever language the stage show is happening in, which is usually English right now. Thanks to you, Paul, I discovered other wonderful YouTubers like Jay Swanson, Nathaniel Drew, and Teacher Luke. Well, it's funny you should talk about all 3 of those people. My friend Jay Swanson is coming here tomorrow. We're filming a podcast in this studio, but for his podcast. He's rebooting his podcast series called Garage Monologues. And I am a guest, a recurring guest. Basically, he's doing 3 guests, and we're doing 3 episodes each, where it's like a narrative arc of us changing our lives. In my case, I'm changing my comedy life for a running marathon life for the next year. So he's following that journey a little bit. So he's coming here to film. Nathaniel Drew, I just watched a video of his about an hour before I came live about him selling his house that he bought and redid. And Teacher Luke Thompson, of course. I mean, we were texting recently. I haven't seen him in a while, though. Do I plan to have guests on? You know what? Probably not on this podcast. Probably not on the live thing. But one day I will start a podcast, an actual podcast, where it's me and someone else on the show. And maybe it's me interviewing people. Maybe it's both of us just having fun. I don't know. It's one of those things that's like, I've probably got 35, I'm joking, 20, probably 20 different project ideas in the back of my brain that I'm like, when I get time, I'll do that. When I get time, I'll do that. And I never end up doing them. Because just, life takes over. Do you know what I mean? All right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, this has been fun. It's 9:34. For the next half an hour, I'm going to hang out with my Patreon crew for the after party. So if you don't follow me on Patreon, you can do. Patreon.com/Paul Taylor. It's basically a way of you supporting me, giving you free podcasts every Monday. And then for an extra half an hour, we get to chat about the juicy stuff. You can follow me on Patreon. I'll be live there for the next half an hour for the after party for this final live of the season. For the rest of you, though, I'll be back in September, live on Mondays, Monday Night Lives, probably, at least anyway, because, you know, I mean, I probably will be, because I will have my shows happening in September, October, November, and I'm sure that we'll still need tickets selling to those shows. So that's why these lives help, because sometimes you join and you're like, oh, I didn't realize you had your show. And if you didn't, then you can find the tickets on paultaylorcomedy.com/tickets. So that's it. Patreon, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. Everyone else, I will see you in about 5 weeks. Happy August, and enjoy the rest of the summer if you're on holiday. And if you're not, then enjoy the rest of the summer anyway. All right, that's it. Bisous. Bye.